Shank Rock is the wave of the future. The diagrams that I have up, where did this go wrong at?
Remember, we didn't know this happened to her.
Okay. But that's in the trial. There's nobody on a jury that's going to watch these tapes. He done did 7 to 8 different interviews and a book where he done bragged, talked about this stuff in details.
Around 3 o'clock that morning, I got random text messages and it was just pictures of her and the other little girl. I thought it was strange.
Go.
Say, man, what's up, man? It's your boy Charleston White, man. This is my first movie ever. $1 million what?
$1 million thing, $1 million thing.
$1 million thing, man. So I'm with my man, the producer Shank, man. So he finna show me what to do, how to put it down, man, so we can pick some up. So y'all stay tuned in and locked in, baby. Yeah.
Let's talk about some of these beefs you've been into.
Yeah, that's what I love. That's what I love. Let's get to it.
Now, look, I'm going to save her for last, or should I start off with Gorilla first?
Her? You said her. That's a her to you? Bang.
I like to place an order. Yeah. Hey, let me get a chicken box and a half and half. All right, good looking out.
I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration right here, y'all. Joe McCann's ex-wife drops a bombshell that could change everything in the Ashlee Jenae case. Salute to the chat. Salute to the replay gang. Salute to all my moderators. Now, everything is allegedly, because you all know how this thing works. You'll have people that'll say, I never said this. I never said that. Where did they get this from? Where did they get that from? So we're going to say it's all allegedly. Now, Ashlee Jenae case explodes with conflicting police claims and shocking allegations. The mystery surrounding Ashlee Jenae is deepening by the day. And now a wave of new twists is leaving the public questioning everything they thought they knew. Conflicting reports, delayed autopsy reports, and explosive personal allegations have all collided at once, turning an already troubled case into something far more complicated. Nothing is lining up anymore. And that's what's the scariest. Now, listen, y'all. And so now, allegedly, the ex-wife is speaking out, and the ex-wife has dropped the bombshell. You know, everybody thought that Joe was worth $45 million. In some reports, he's worth $100 million. Well, guess what? The ex says, you all got it wrong. That joker ain't worth a dime. That joker is broke. And that's why many people believe that the altercation between Ashlee and Joe has something to do with money. Drop a one. Drop a one if y'all feels as though it has something to do with money. Now, the reports. Another thing I wanted to say. Now, this is to the friend. Remember how the friend came out speaking highly of Joe and saying you guys probably got it wrong. Joe wouldn't do this. Joe was probably grieving. Well, Ashlee's parents, Harry Robinson and Yolanda Denise Idris, spent April the 14th in Washington, D.C. They also attempting to obtain information directly from the embassy after earlier efforts went nowhere. Now, remember, when it comes to U.S. Embassy, remember the U.S. Embassy helped fumble the ball in the Shanquella Robinson case, because remember, Sue Ann Robinson said that she thought that she was going to get help from the U.S. side, the U.S. Embassy, and she thought that Mexico would give her the runaround, but she said that Mexico helped in the Shanquella Robinson case. She said it was the U.S. Embassy that was taking her on a wild goose chase. And I've always said that when it comes to American citizens, the U.S. Embassy ain't hitting on nothing. So make that a side note when it comes to the U.S. Embassy. They effed up when it came to Shanquella Robinson case. It says, the family has publicly stated that McCain did not reach out to them after their daughter's death. They learned she was gone, not from her fiance, but from the hotel itself. They also shared that when McCain did call, he informed the mom that Ashlee had been hospitalized, but it had already been 11 hours since the incident. So we can stop right there, friend. Wherever the friend is, everybody make room and let the friend come on to the front. How is it if he was grieving, right? Why didn't he give the news to the mom and dad? And I don't want to hear, but Shank, maybe he didn't know. Oh, he knew. He knew. And I'm going to tell you why he knew. He knew because he was at the hospital when they declared her deceased. And if he wasn't at the hospital, that's even worse. That's even worse. The friend is the only one that has came to the defense of Joe. So tell me this, friend. Why didn't he give the mom the news that Ashlee was deceased? According to the mom now, the mom has said that. So miss me with all the, you don't know if Joe did it. Miss me with the, let's not jump to conclusions. See, it's how you move. I was taught this a long time ago. It's not what you say out your mouth, because people can say anything. People can sell you a dream. People can talk a good game. It ain't what you say out your mouth. It's not even what you believe in. Everything boils down to the way that you move in a situation. And according to the way that Joe moved in the death of Ashlee Renee, it leads even more and more to him being the prime suspect. Now, the ex said that joker is broke, right? Also, because there's so much when it comes to the Joe situation. Allegedly, and I'm going to play this, allegedly there has been a report that Joe had multiple women. Let me tap into that now before I go any further. All right. Let's tap into this. And y'all let me know what y'all think of this.
Known by hotels, staff, and the people. So he has frequented Zanzibar. And my source said they were arguing about him cheating on her. He would leave the villa to go to other women at night.
And other women, would it be local women?
Yes.
right there for a second. So allegedly, Joe was creeping off. I see the chat. I'll get down there to the chat. Allegedly, he was seeing other women. Drop a 3. Drop a 3 if you believe that Joe was over there doing his thing. Drop a 3. If you believe he was over there doing his thing. So it's alleged that, he was even sneaking off, getting with other women. When it comes to Joe, nothing is too far-fetched. I believe any damn thing that come out about Joe, except he was a good man and except he treated Ashlee good. And if he did treat Ashlee good, it was all a facade. It was all a part of his play. Over here, Joe doesn't get no brownie points at all. It was all a play. All a play. Let me get my disclaimer out the way. Disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. And see, this is why I call the so-called friend a funky ass hoe. Because see, a hoe, one thing about a hoe knows where the money is at. The hoe knows how to go get that money. A hoe can tell whether the trick, a hoe can tell whether the John is BSing around, or the hoe can tell whether or not that John or a trick is going to spend some money. Because see, the Johns and the tricks, they run plays all day too. Men come along all the time and gas women up. But one thing about a hoe, one thing about a real hoe, she can tell the difference. She know when a man is BSing and she know when a man not. See, the friend is one of those funky ass hoes that is just straight green to the game. You could tell the friend anything. Shit, I could get the friend. I could bag the friend with no problem. I could sell the friend a bunch of dreams just by her whole demeanor. And I'm going to run the friend again, and just her demeanor off the gate, looking at the friend. If you look at Ashlee and you look at the friend, you could tell Ashlee is a seasoned vet. You could tell Ashlee been around. Ashlee can tell who is BSing. Ashlee can tell who ain't. That's how she was able to find out about Joe. She peeped game and she realized, man, this Joker bullshitting. This Joker ain't the Joker that he claimed to be. But the friend on the other end, the friend is in La La Land. But let me get back to this right here, y'all. And I gotta say again, this is alleged.
Known by hotels, staff, and the people. So he has frequented Zanzibar. And my source said they were arguing about him cheating on her. He would leave the villa to go to other women at night.
And other women, would it be local women?
Yes. And then they also said that there was an argument at I think at the reception or something like that. Outside, there was also another argument. Somebody was flirting with Ashlee, and he got offended, and she started screaming about him cheating on her. That is what my source said. And he said that the police have arrested about 10 people who are suspected of being involved in terms of investigation-wise. The hotel staff, some people, also his friend. He had a friend there.
Wait, who had a friend there? Gotta be clear.
Joe McCann had a friend in Zanzibar. And that friend has been arrested too.
Was this a male friend?
Yes, a man.
So he had a man with him at this resort that has been detained.
Yes.
Is this a white male? Do we know anything? Is this a foreign male? Do we know any specifics?
Yes, I have been told he's a white male. The police are going to release the postmortem on Friday. And also the police are holding on to all types of video and photos in terms of evidence. They're holding on to anything that is video and pictures. They said that it's going to impede the investigation. When Ashlee was found, she had her ring on, because I saw some people asking that he chose Tanzania because the country has no good relationship with the US, first of all, because they're on the ban list. So everything that's going to come out is not going to be authentic. I do not believe in the justice system of Zanzibar. Let me say that. I'm an African. I'm in Africa. You can say whatever you want about me, but I'm going to speak the truth. And he is known. He's a frequent, visitor. They know him. That changes the story. It's not like somebody who just went there for the first time. And then he also chose a place where the police can be bribed.
Okay, elaborate on that. Tell us a little bit about the culture in foreign countries such as Zanzibar or Tanzania, Africa. How are white men viewed there?
Basically, they worship them.
You said worship?
Yeah, kind of like they hold them in high regard. So when I talked to my source, and my source told me the man did it.
Wow.
And everything
Loud and clear. From your source.
Yes.
Your source.
It's so much in this alone. Now, her sources says, and I'm going to say allegedly, that Joe did it. She also made mention as far as the Tanzania, they ain't ish. She mentioned payoff. She said, and I'm an African. Now, they also has stated that there is actually cameras, and they're saying that hotel staff at the orders of Joe that they get rid of the footage. You mean to tell me that there isn't no footage? Oh, there was footage. Same way with the Shanquilla Robinson case. Same thing. But let me come to my check. That's what Bree said. Always money built on money. Pick your poison. Know when and where to speak to address issues. She could have waited until she got back on U.S. soil, leave him, block him. She had enough money to move with no notice. That's facts. I see you, Leezy. I see you, something sweet. See, everything is right there, y'all. Joe played this to the core. He knew exactly what he was doing. As she said, he was frequent being over there. He was over there all the time. Now, I'm going to come back to that because I want to make sure I land my plane as far as what the ex-wife said. Perp says, of course he did it and shoved her in that closet too small. Couldn't fit door. He took her there with a plan and he stood on it, I believe. Exactly. Let's even look at what they said they discovered. Now, remember, hotel staff said that they found her. Then the police found her. Then it was said that Joe found her. So you got 3 different people that supposedly had found her. Well, we can just take the police off of the table because, and before the police was notified, somebody had to find her. So the police is not the ones that discovered her hanging. Joe or either the staff. Now, we could debate that all day long, but it's nowhere in the world that you're going to convince me that the police found her before anybody else found her. Because why would the police even be there? I'm going to come back. Let me keep my chat involved for a second. They are saying Ashlee didn't have money like people thought they had. Well, here's the thing. Allegedly, the hotel room was in Ashlee's name. Allegedly, nothing was in Joe's name. Now, of course, when things play out, we'll be able to determine what was factual and what wasn't. But they're saying that the room was in Ashlee's name. Nothing was in Joe's name. And that makes me more to believe what the ex-wife say about Joe being broke. Hey, look, I know he came off like he was a baller. I know he came off like he was a high roller, but he was broke. And that's how he winged melanated women in, because any woman, let's don't get it twisted, not just melanated woman, any woman with a portfolio, a biography, a profile as Joe, clean cut, looks like he really got it going on. All these investment companies, any woman, the average woman will fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Ashlee almost fell for it. She almost fell for it. Seems like a lot of you people know what exactly happened. Please share your knowledge. Well, that's why we're here, right, Shank? Credit card. If he wanted her unalive, she wouldn't be alive when metalcore robbed. That's the thing. Now, not unless you know something like the friend, Brandon. Maybe you are that friend. And if you are that friend that the lady from Africa spoke about, just let it be known. And then that way we'll know how to handle you. Maybe you are the friend that was over there. Because it's all kind of stories. And that's what anybody that is in defense of Joe, or anybody that just don't see it, you got to understand there are conflicting stories that they have let out. I see you, Tracy. Yep, Shank, they said he was living off of black women. If this was a black man that supposedly unalived a YT woman, you people wouldn't give it one thought. Do you think we wouldn't give it one thought? Let's just drop a 5 if you really think we wouldn't give a thought. See, Brandon, come on up close so I could really speak to you. See, this right here lets me know that you are a troll, because every time when there's a situation, when it's time to hold YT men accountable, somebody always come along and always throw a melanated man in the picture every time. If this was a melanated man taking the life of a melanated woman, Brandon, you wouldn't be in my chat. If this was a story about a melanated man taking the life of a YT woman, Brandon, you wouldn't be in my chat. They did say it was in her name. Yeah, it was in her name now, but I gotta still say allegedly over here. If you are enjoying the channel content and you're learning something you didn't know, hit that like button. I see you, Fire. Appreciate you for pulling up. Is there anyone here with common sense? I don't know what happened. Neither do any of you. Wait. Well, there you have it. You got Brandon that don't know what happened, but then he wants to try to debunk anything that we are saying happened. First off, Brandon, he helped my daughter case F out of here. Thank you, April. Now, if Brandon, what you could do, and if my moderators or somebody can go get April's case, Brandon, go to April's case, talking about justice for Elizabeth. Go to that case and help us advocate for April. April is a YT woman. So while you're over here, help us advocate for April, if you could do that. All right. He doesn't belong here with us people. Let's go, Brandon. Go find someone else to play with. He's a troll, yes. So now we're looking at all the situations that Tanzania has gave us, because that's what we're going off of. Okay, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. They found her in a closet, right? So I'm trying to think. One report says the doorknob. She was hanging from the doorknob. Well, the doorknob is what, about let's say 3 feet off the ground. Doubt that. Now they're saying she was, from the pole in the closet. It's no way in the world. It's no way in the world. Now, hold up, because somebody even said to me, Shank. Now, this is one thing that I want to chop it up with you all about. All right. And y'all let me know how y'all feel. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. I was chopping it up with one of my people, and they said that, Shank, it's a strong possibility that Ashlee could have did this to her. That's why she told the staff to come back in 15 minutes. So it's a possibility that she could have really did what they're saying she did, but guessing that she won't actually go through with it, but the staff will come and see her, but she'll still be alive. And then, of course, that'll make Joe come running because she tried to take her life. And that's, a theory. I'm always the type that I'll always say strong possibility. But to me, Ashlee doesn't give off that kind of energy. Ashlee doesn't give off the energy that she is going to sweat any man. She had her own money. So if she didn't have her own money, then all right. But Ashlee, from what I've seen, Ashlee just looks like a headstrong, sharp tongue, ain't taking no ish off of nobody. Now, let me just destroy that theory that she probably, faked it like she was going to take her life, and that was to get Joe to come running. I'm not going for it, and I'm going to tell you why. This is why I'm not going for it. Listen to what she says, how quick she'll cut a man off. She said it. I'm quick to cut a man off. Listen.
All right, hear me out. And maybe this is just me, but I just thought about it because I was driving on my way home. I really be ready to cut a nigga off over the smallest shit. Like the littlest thing, I just be.
So for me to believe that she was pressed over whatever happened with her and Joe, and she took that route to try to get Joe's attention, I'm not buying it. This young lady, Ashlee, she just wasn't going for it. Now, we could try to dress it up all we want, and we could try to make it seem like, she took her own life. Negative. She did not take her own life. It's nowhere in the world you can prove to me that she took her own life. That's why there's no video footage that has surfaced of her taking her life. We've seen video footage of allegedly Joe roughing her up and attacking her. But tell me why we haven't seen no video footage of Ashlee taking her own life. Where's the video footage? Okay, you got an autopsy report, correct? Now, in the autopsy report, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, the autopsy report is going to have the time of death. Somebody drop a 6 if that's correct. Somebody drop a 7 if it's not. The autopsy report is going to list the time of death, right? Where was Joe? Let me guess. Joe was off with a woman that Ashlee was jealous of. I'm not buying it. Not buying it. I'm not buying it. Let me come to my check. Let me come to my check. She had too much going on to delete herself. Facts. They told nothing but lies, covering up for him. She didn't do that to herself. The staff didn't know her to do nothing to her. He was the only one who would want something done to her. Facts. 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 She loves life that young women didn't take her life. Facts. Ashlee didn't do that. It was premeditated and I think planned before they even got there. Come on. So you got all these conflicting stories, right? We know that the Tanzania officials is corrupt. Hold up, y'all. Friends and no. I know exactly what I want. Bear with me, y'all. I'm coming, y'all. Just bear with me. Hope I got it. And I think I do. Nope. So here we go again. A new hotel enters the chat and exposes possible police corruption. We also have new details behind the key that opened Ashlee Jenae hotel room, and there is video evidence that could keep Joe McCain locked for good. Hold up. Because see, for me, I like the comment sections. Like, I like to go to the comment sections when people post and read comment sections. Hold up. Hold up, y'all. And see, with the ex speaking about Joe not having any money, Joe being broke, she mentioned that he would gamble, he would invest. Now, she did say at one time he was holding. He was holding at one time. Not Big Baller and her name, 1455. They tripping. That man took that woman life. Exactly. Now, she did make mention that he did have money at one time, but he's a gambler. He blows a lot of money on women. And he also made bad investments. And remember when I first started covering the case, I said, in my opinion, I believe that because they also mentioned him being in debt. But I said this. I said that Joe probably owed some money, or Joe lost some money in investments, and he looked towards Ashlee, and he cracked on Ashlee for some money, and Ashlee wasn't going. And they got into a big heated argument. I see you, the goddess queen, Tulsa Show. Shout out to the goddess. She is a social media podcaster as well. I got a lot of podcasters and content creators down there in the chat. And this is what I'm going to do for my content creators that's here. If anybody want to pull up, come on up. Let me drop my link. If there are any podcasters or content creators that's in my chat that would like to pull up and chop it up, click on the blue StreamYard link. I have no problem with anybody joining me on the panel. Joe allegedly used substance and very controlling. Remember that woman said she didn't do any investment with Joe because everything he touched turned to it. Exactly. See, there are those out there that have been coming forward speaking on relationships with Joe. You know, the another melanated woman that he was in a relationship with has mentioned the same thing. Now I'm going to bring up Queen Tulsa. Give me 1 second, Queen Tulsa. I'm going to bring you up. I do see you right there. All I ask is that just so I know that it's a real person. Okay, I see.
Yeah, I was over here, just got out of hair and makeup. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. And as always, it is a wonderful thing to have another content creator on a panel with me to weigh in.
Absolutely.
Talk to us.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for receiving me and thank you for the chat. I'll get right into it. So when we think about this case right here in particular, you're thinking about an individual, well, two individuals that just recently got engaged. This is supposed to be the happiest moment. I recall when I got engaged, I was very excited. I told everybody about it. And it just makes me think that something really wasn't right because they were at one resort at first. That's where the animals and stuff were. Then they traveled to that other island. And then that's when the heat turned up because apparently or allegedly when they arrived, some way, somehow, some bad information he received and they got into it. And I think a lot of people aren't questioning room number 24. They have been complaining. What was going on? If you've got to be separated, that means that there's something seriously going on. And this was day after day after day. You know, when you're on vacation, you want to kick back, you want to relax, you know, you spent your hard-earned money. And I'm just thinking that he used her to win over a particular audience. As we all know, this industry doesn't matter if it's cryptic or whatever. You need some type of face for trust. And so I just feel like there were some financial issues going on. And I feel like that man deleted her, allegedly.
Now, let me ask you this, because I'm a man. And of course, I see it different from a female. Now, have you seen any of the video clips of Ashlee? Did you see the video clip that I played?
Well, for the record, so I can just be clear and transparent, I'm a transgender woman.
Okay.
And I will say this, when it comes to, because I noticed a lot of people saying the money situation, she was independent. She seemed like she was very headstrong. I don't think it was money on her end. I think the money was more of on his end. But what was your question?
Do you think she had a sharp tongue? Like,
oh, absolutely. Listen, she was a woman that knew what she wanted. She knew how to get it. She didn't need a man because she could provide and do all that on her own. I think a man was more of an accessory to her than a need. And I think that some people, you know, they get intimidated by a successful Black woman, you know, and, you know, it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but that's just the reality of it.
And that's true. And now I can vouch probably like in the 70s and the 80s and a little bit of the 90s, but definitely in the 70s and the 80s, men were intimidated by an independent woman. Back in the 70s and the 80s, when women's independencies came on a rise and a lot of women were leaving out of the households to work, and then they were getting better jobs than men. Men did not know how to handle their women. Now, I will say this, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. When it comes to melanated women, when it comes to black women sees things different from other nationality of women. Now, black women, especially in America, and I would say all over the world, black women are, or at one time was at the bottom of the totem pole. Then after black women, it was black men. Then after black men, it was other nationalities. So when you're dealing with a black woman, so now here comes the independent black woman. You can't control her. My opinion, Joe comes from a different culture. Joe being a YT man, he comes from a culture where it's all about men controlling their women. Black men went through that back in the 70s and the 80s, but black men had learned to adapt to their women making more money than them, because y'all can say what y'all want to say, but statistics says that in America, YT men make more money than YT women. In America, the statistics, melanated women, which is black women, make more money than black men, and that was done by a design. They meant to do that. They meant to put that black woman in front of that black man to make more money. So and this is what I'm saying. This is when when it comes to interracial relationships, you gotta be careful, and that's for all of us. Me being a black man, if I date a white woman, I gotta be careful. Vice versa. Black woman dating a white man, you gotta be careful, because this is why I said you cannot get into these interracial relationships the same way being in the same race relationship, but you definitely can't go to an interracial relationship bashing your own race, and then thinking going to someone from another race that man or woman is going to be better than a man or woman from your own race. So now let's look at Ashlee's situation.
Could I step in?
Come on.
Because I'm in an interracial marriage. It'll be 8 years this year.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you. I totally understand where you're coming from. And see, in my household, we're learning Black history. We got Black art. You're going to be reminded just how I'm reminded in public that I'm Black first. So Black is always in, and I think that it starts within our communities and within our house. But I want to go back to the point where you said that Black women are at the bottom of the totem pole. I feel like they still are, because if you really look at the comments of people outraged at Ashlee's interracial relationship, they're saying that she deserves this. This is a Black woman that come from a Black mom, and it's like her own brothers and sisters, her own brothers are out here coming and doing the same exact things that she grumped about in her live post. Do I feel like it's right? No, but I feel like if you know Black women, Black men, you got your first cussing out from your mama. You know how she gonna give it up. So if you are basing your relationships off of how your mom treated you, I think it's so unfair. I think that some of these men need therapy. But anybody that's coming out saying that somebody deserved to be unalive, there's seriously something going on upstairs.
Now let me slide in. Now, it's not that the Black men are bashing Ashlee. It's the energy that she put out there, and I went through her posts, her videos, she bashed black men, and that's fine. That's fine. But then she came with the white man, putting the white man on a pedestal. So it would be like if I bashed you and I put another group of people over you. Now I'm sitting up here bashing your kind. Let's just say you come from a race that's purple, even though purple ain't a race, it's a color, but I'm just proving my point. So,
right, I got you.
Right. Now let's say I'm bashing all purple people and I'm putting orange people on a pedestal. I turn around and get with this orange person, and then this orange person takes my life. Well, the law of attraction is the domino effect. All them purple people gonna come for me because what I put out there in the universe. And she did put that type of energy out there in the universe. And whereas though a lot of black women are, putting it in the proper perspective because of the energy that she put out there. She did make it seem like black men wasn't ish and white men was, up here.
I mean, I could understand that. But then it goes back to the fact of, that was her experience of a certain thing. I don't think that she meant like every black man. I think that, sometimes when we get, kind of ticked off or, kind of triggered by something, we just say, like, I might say, y'all get on my damn nerves, but I don't mean all of y'all. It's just kind of like a figure of speech. And, like I said, I just forgiveness. If we are humans, can we forgive somebody for what they don't know? And I feel like, to be honest, it's not money as the root of all evil, it's the love of it.
That's true.
And what you may think, like some people might say, "Oh, well, this is the fairy tale lifestyle that I want." You don't know what's going on behind those closed doors. You don't know, maybe she was getting knocked in between the washer and the dryer and put on that front, that united front, so I mean, if he did, uh, uh, if you got to understand this, he's way more stronger than her. What's happening is not making sense. And I've got to question this. Oh, okay. I've got to question this, like the butler. Our people, sometimes we don't stick together. And it seems like the island that she was on, this was like bread and butter. This was like dessert. This was like, I hit the lottery, because a white man is here at the villas. What are your thoughts?
Love Jones, appreciate that super chat. Love Jones says, please remove the hooded troll shank. Bring that question back to me again, because I was looking at. Bring that question back to me again.
Okay, so what I was saying, I don't know. I was rambling.
Yeah, let me drop the link. Cause see, salute Shanitra Speaks. Shanitra Speaks, if you could just hit my panel just for a few seconds, Shanitra Speaks. Shout out to Shanitra Speaks. Because I just want to get other content creators' perspectives. Shanitra says, Joe Budden says she was pro-black. Some remarks were for entertainment. They were very much in love, and she was respected by all races. Appreciate the super chat, Ross DC. Good conversation, Shank. And I need for y'all to be up here with me so I don't go in left field. And bring that question back to me again. Come on, Tulsa. Bring it back to me again.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to remember the question. Because I don't know, I'm just full of emotion, like with the butler and stuff. I just feel like they had something to do with it. Cover up, whether if they were involved or cover up. But I was seeing like in that particular island that they were on, the white man is here and it's like, this is my bread and butter. They felt like they hit the lottery. And what would you do if you were in a third world country and a white man comes through and you worship him? What do? You act accordingly.
Right. And so here's my thing with Joe. The way how Joe handled it, the way how Joe carried things. Okay. Now, okay, you say the butler. Maybe the butler did it. I don't think nobody done it but allegedly Joe. And the reason why is because of his actions. What is his actions that lead you to believe that, Shank? Okay, I'm going to play Perry Mason, Matlock, all of the above. But I can't get this client out of this. Why? Because of the way that he acted. The mom said he waited 11 hours before he contacted us. Now, my people that I talked with earlier today said, Shank, what if their time is off from our time? So maybe it wasn't 11 hours because their time zone is different from ours. So maybe the mom didn't calculate the time zone, right? Let me just let Nikki come in for a second because I'm getting ready to go in left field. Nikki Lynn, slide in for me.
Hey, Shank. Hey, Rock Squad. No, go in left field. Go ahead. I want to come back in because, I probably disagree with almost everybody. So go ahead.
So for Joe, all right. Now this is me. I proposed to my fiance. Now, we know the marriage and all of that is mainly for women, and that's, for y'all. However, I proposed to her. So I'm feeling love. I'm feeling something for her. Now I proposed to her. Okay, now we get into this argument. Okay, now she's found by staff. She's found by police. She may have been found by me. Those are the three people that they're saying found her. Different reports, depends on who is telling true. However, she is gone. Now, I don't call Mom Dukes to tell Mom Dukes. And when I do talk to Mom Dukes, I tell Mom Dukes that she's okay. And I don't tell her the severity of what happened. I don't call her and tell her she's gone. She passed away. How do you get out of that? Anybody?
I'll let Miss Nikki go because she just came.
But let me grab these comments real quick. And I don't mean to skip over nobody. Hold up for 1 second, Nikki. Hold up. Because I want to get the Shanitra Speaks because she's a content creator. And I don't mean to skip over nobody comments. Okay. The reason I look at Jay is because not one time has he tried to send for her parents to be there with her to take her home. Exactly. Yes, his action, Shank. Because you lose any intelligent argument. He didn't even try to send for them or send her home. That's why I look at him. They trusted that fool with their daughter, but yet he can't even send for her parents. Something ain't right. Absolutely, they should look at him, but that doesn't make him guilty or innocent. All right, Shanitra Speaks says, the mom said he waited 11 hours, but Ashlee was stable. I want to know her condition during that time, especially since she was transferred to different hospitals. Either way, waiting that long isn't justified. Facts. Ross says, right, Shank. They unallow her at the hospital. How do you get out of that? All right. Come on in, Nikki or Queen Tulsa. It doesn't matter.
Hi, Queen Tulsa. Everybody in the chat.
Hello, beautiful.
So, Shank. Okay, this is where everybody always get upset with me. But Let's take our emotions out of it. Let's take our emotions out of it. Everybody in the chat, you guys are correct. You're correct to get upset. Let's take race out of it. Okay, let's take our emotions out of it. Let's take race out of it. I've been reading the comments. I hear y'all. But black on black crime happens, white on black crime happens, and the opposite. We're going to get upset. But let's look at the facts. One of two people did it. Either Joe did it or Ashlee did it. And you brought up a good point that somebody said to you, and that's the angle that I'm looking at it at. Now, I don't know if any of you guys watch my content. You may or may not. But I told y'all it's going to come down to the autopsy. And it's going to come down to whether or not that hyoid bone is broken because of two things. One, when you commit suicide, it's almost unlikely, and I always say this, there's an exception in every case. It's almost unlikely that you will break your own hyoid bone when you commit suicide. But for those of you, I just want to make it clear, this is where people throw the boots and the shoes and the tomatoes at me, because I'm always explaining the medical part where you can do. It doesn't matter how low the bar is, how high it is. It does not matter where you try to hang yourself from. You can hang yourself from a doorknob. You can hang yourself from a bedpost. All you need is something to tighten around your neck and to yank and pull. So I want y'all to get that out of your head, that the bar was too low, too high, or whatever. You can tie something around a doorknob and absolutely pull and commit suicide. That's the first thing. The second thing, I'm going back to the hyoid bone. When someone attempts to strangle you, they have to use so much pressure to cut off your airway. And typically, because of their using that pressure, they press, which is why they are able to break that bone. Okay? And that almost occurs in a strangulation, which is why I'm saying it's going to come down to that autopsy, which was why I was waiting for that autopsy to come out to do this content. If we see a broken hyoid bone, which is in the front, 9 times out of 10, it means he strangled her. If we don't see a broken hyoid bone, it is absolutely possible that she did this to herself. Now, those of you in the chat who are saying, no, she's too headstrong, she didn't do this to herself, whatever, then this is where I say take your emotions out of it and focus on the facts that we do know. She was there for her birthday. She was happy. She had this great big life event happen. And something, Shank, something, I see a look on your face, cuzzo. Something happened that caused a big argument between them. What was that argument about? We don't know, but it was jarring. It knocked her for one. It shocked her, it surprised her. I don't know. Did she find out he was broke? Did she find out he had more kids? Did she find out there was another woman on the island? All that stuff, I don't know. You know, I don't like to speculate. I let y'all throw the spaghetti up against the wall. I don't really care about that crap. But something happened to cause an argument between those two individuals, bad enough that the villa staff had to come and separate them. Do I believe that Ashlee could have made I'll show you type moment, that she wanted him to feel guilt? And I, again, ask all of you to think about the facts. If your phone is dying, how many of you are going to ask for a charger and say, come back and get it in 15 minutes? Unless you got the Apple 5000, my phone don't charge in 15 minutes. It just don't. So more times than not, yeah, that was a signal to come back and find me. Come back and get me. Because I'm going to do something, but I want, and I was going to say Negro, but he ain't a Negro, he white. Where the hell was I going with that? He a white man. Okay, scratch the Negro part. I want this man to know that for just a moment, he knocked me off my square. And I want to teach him something, because yes, people do make attempts at suicide, but they don't really mean to do it. They just want you to feel the guilt. They just want to show you something. And yeah, I hear you, Les. I hear you. I wouldn't do it either. But again, she was on a high road. She was flying high. She had just got proposed to. If this a dream, don't wake me up. But whatever caused that big old argument between them, it knocked her off her square for a moment. But guess what? I'm here strong too. I'm type A personality also. She don't want the world to know. She just want him to grovel. She just want him to feel bad. She just want, no, Shank, you ain't going for that. You ain't going for the fact that she told that staff person at the villa, come back. 15 minutes is very specific. Your phone charging 15 minutes?
Let me just explain something to you. It sounds good.
Okay.
It sounds good. Because,
Okay.
you know, our partner, I'm sure our partner is the one that, you know, said that to me. And when I was talking to her, I told her, I said, it sounds good, strong possibility. But I had time to think about it. Like, shorty just don't give that type of vibe. Like that she's pressed. And, okay, I'm a stage my own, y'all know what, YouTube sensitive, but y'all know what I'm talking about. So this is her now. I'm a stage my own whoop-de-woo-woo-woo. I want them to come back in 15 minutes, so I'm going to stage it in 14 minutes. I know that they're coming in 15 minutes, so it's only going to be a minute before they find me, and I'm not going to, you know, be deceased. I'm still going to be alive. So I'm going to stage this because I'm going to teach him a lesson. And now, in today's time, years ago, yeah, in today's time, and this is women, period. All right? Women of today is a different breed. They ain't going out like that over no man. They got their own thing going. They can get any man that they wanted. The last time I checked, she's very, very attractive. She's very, very nice looking. So her payback to him would be, I'm going to expose this joker on social media. And that's what really triggered him, because he knew that she's going to come on social media and blast him. Y'all know I always talk about funky ass hoes. Ashlee was not a funky ass hoe. She wasn't. Ashlee was headstrong. Ashlee knew exactly where to hurt him at. And that's why he did what he did to her, because he knew, I can't let her get out on me like that. I can't let her go to social media and blast me. She was really, really dragging him for filth. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Nikki. I'm sure.
Except two things, Shank. Except two things. You're leaving out 2 points. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sure at least in one of your relationships, or maybe not one of your relationships, I'm sure you had to drag a man for filth. Yes or no? Yes or no? You headstrong. I know, we know you headstrong. You got a sharp tongue. You try to hide it, and I respect that. But you can't tell me that you never had to drag a man for filth. Yes or no?
I'm dragging all gutter snipes from the top to the goddamn bottom. You better know it.
That's what I'm trying to say. Now, let me come back to my point. See, funky ass hoe, her friend would have done that. Now, if it was the friend would have done that, because the friend is looking for attention. See, that's the difference between Ashlee and the friend. Ashlee is the complete opposite of the friend. The friend would have did that BS for attention. Nah, Ashlee is a stepper. Ashlee handle her business. Ashlee gone on about her business. Look, like she said, I cut a ninja. Hold tight. Hold tight. Hold tight, y'all.
All right, hear me out. And maybe this is just me. But I just thought about it because I was driving on my way home. I really be ready to cut a nigga off over the smallest shit. Like the littlest thing, I just be.
Woman right there ain't trying to get no man's attention by faking her life. Nah, not her. Come on, Nikki.
Her
But
roster
see,
was
that's
full. She had
go ahead,
somebody
Tulsa.
waiting. She had bench. It was people waiting on the bench. I'm not buying it. I'm just not.
But that's the game, y'all. You gotta understand. Never let them see you sweat. Y'all saying that, but whether or not she would do that or play that game for her preference is something different for those that's sweating behind her. That's the thing. And I could be wrong. Again, I'm saying it's two possibilities. Either she did it or he did it. I'm still waiting for the autopsy. But again, I think not that she intended to, unalive herself. I think it was an attempt to show him. And again, so the 2 points I was going to make. You said she would have exposed him, but see, she can't expose him without exposing herself. And then someone in your chat brought it up, and they make a very good point, and it always goes back to the same thing we were discussing in Shanquella's case. Well, if I keep getting ready to call this man a Negro, man, if you intended to unalive her, then why was she still alive? Because that's the other thing. You don't leave the job unfinished. You don't leave someone left to talk. You don't leave someone left to tell a tale. And the fact that she told the staff to come back in 15 minutes,
May I say
Joe
this
didn't
before you
know
go
that.
forward?
Yes, ma'am.
She's in a space where they can be paid off. Can I say a content creator's name?
Sure.
Queen
sure.
Sheba. Queen Sheba, she's a colleague of mine. She's here on YouTube. She had an interview. She had a source. And in that country, that's why it's so important. I don't know if y'all are aware, but there's some trafficking. If you Google, it's going to give you all of that. This is not no sweet little town. And once again, white men are praised. They're looked at as, the savior, the tips, the money. He's got money, and so when they say that, people can get paid off, we need to understand that here, even in the USA, there's corruption. We see it all the time. Go ahead.
Nah, you could have finished, or even Nikki, you could come in.
Oh no, I was listening to her.
Yeah, but I just wanted us to kind of we got to look at it as a whole, either way, the way that this man reacted to his fiance, so you gain her parents' trust, right? So they could be caught off guard. Oh, well, we don't need to worry because they had already knew the secret before she even got the ring, right? So if she was to call, girl, just hang on in there. It's, you just probably having a long time. Get your little nap and get on back in there, hang out with, and you enjoy yourself. Without even noticing that she was not going to be here shortly. And I really want everybody saying autopsy. I want to see a toxicology report. I feel like on her right side, allegedly, at her head, and then her neck and her back. I need the toxicology report as well.
Nikki,
Go ahead.
Hold up, Nikki. Let me run this, and then I'm gonna let you slide in, Nikki. All right? Let me run this. Hold up, everybody. Hold up.
So I don't typically do these kind of videos. I'm just not.
All right, hold up.
Known by hotels, staff, and the people. So he has frequented Zanzibar. And my source said they were arguing about him cheating on her. He would leave the villa to go to other women at night.
And other women, would it be local women?
Yes. And then they also said that there was an argument at I think at the reception or something like that. Outside, there was also another argument. Somebody was flirting with Ashlee, and he got offended, and she started screaming about him cheating on her. That is what my source said. And he said that the police have arrested about 10 people who are suspected of being involved in terms of investigation-wise. The hotel staff, some people, also his friend. He had a friend there.
Wait, who had a friend there? Gotta be clear.
Joe McCann had a friend in Zanzibar. And that friend has been arrested too.
Was this a male friend?
Yes, a man.
So he had a man with him at this resort that has been detained?
Yes.
Is this a white male? Do we know anything? Is this a foreign male? Do we know any specifics?
Yes, I have been told he's a white male. The police are going to release the postmortem on Friday. And also the police are holding on to all types of video and photos in terms of evidence. They're holding on to anything that is video and pictures. They said that it's going to impede the investigation. When Ashlee was found, she had her ring on, because I saw some people asking in the he chose Tanzania because the country has no good relationship with the US, first of all, because they're on the ban list. So everything that's going to come out is not going to be authentic. I do not believe in the justice system of Zanzibar. Let me say that. I'm an African. I'm in Africa. You can say whatever you want about me, but I'm going to speak the truth. And he is known. He's a frequent, visitor. They know him. That changes the story. It's not like somebody who just went there for the first time. And then he also chose a place where the police can be bribed.
Okay, elaborate on that. Tell us a little bit about the culture in foreign countries such as Zanzibar or Tanzania, Africa. How are white men viewed there?
Basically, they worship them.
You said worship?
Yeah, kind of like they hold them in high regard. So I talked to my source, and my source told me the man did it.
Wow.
Everything.
Loud and clear. From your source.
Yes.
Your source.
Come on in, Nick.
So it's hard to dispute anything this lady is saying because we can't confirm it or deny it, right? And I agree with a few people in the chat. There's a few things I wanted to address in the chat. If they arrested that many people, how come we haven't heard about it? That means it is not true, but we certainly heard that they detained Joe. But 10 people? And as far as whether or not we know the Charger story is true, Zanzibar, the resort, they released a statement that was translated. So the staff member gave a statement about what happened in that story. And he basically said he was told to return in 15 minutes, and he did not. He said it was more about 20 to 25 minutes later. So in his statement, he gave the story about the charger. And I'm sorry, April, I'm not sure what part of what you're saying, how can we be so sure if that really happened? I'm not sure what part about what you're saying. And Charles, I absolutely agree. You can't really read somebody's mindset. I do think she loved this individual. And as far as whether or not she was willing to expose him, it would depend on what their argument was about. But again, Shank, back to the clip that you just played, it's hard to dispute what this lady is saying, because if she's saying she lives there and this is what she heard, that's all a possibility. I can't sit here and say she lying. I don't know.
May I say, what's love got to do with it? If you cheating on me, I don't give a damn if we just got engaged. If you over here disrespecting me and this is supposed to be, this isn't just we're taking it to another level. You didn't introduce a ring. And then we're arguing, we're fussing, we're fighting. How do we think that this marriage is gonna go? There's some
Absolutely
type
correct.
of power struggle. There is some type of power kick. I don't know if there's any substances that alter someone's behavior. I don't know if they were over there drinking. You're going out allegedly to hook up with the locals, and guess what? They need the money. Little to nothing. Oh, let me calm down. I'm
That's
passionate.
okay, Tulsa.
I'm
Turn
sorry.
up, baby. Turn up. Because that's what Shank be wanting us to do. Turn up.
Okay.
No,
I want it to come off as I'm doing it with love and not just angry. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
it's okay. I be getting a little upset and frustrated too. Well,
But
let me say
it's
this.
like I come from a Black woman. Like that could have been my mom. That could have been my sister. That could have been my niece.
Right.
Like
No,
at the end of
I
the day, this
understand.
Black woman's life is gone. And I'm triggered. Because I've been seeing our brothers out here to my, she chose the preference and this, that. It don't matter.
That was my point, Queen Tulsa. But it wouldn't matter if it was a Black man that did this to her. That's my point.
It don't matter who did it. She's
It
gone.
don't matter who did it.
Right.
No, look at Shank's face. Talking about, yes, it do. No, Shank, no, it don't.
I didn't say yes, it did. I
You
said
ain't had to. I'm reading the signs all over your face. All right, but let me say this part, right? Let me say this, because let me introduce this part of it. Because then I have to, let's just say he did it, guys. Let's just say he did do it. I'm sorry, I can't agree with y'all that it was pre-planned. And the reason I can't is because I ain't spending that much money on that ring. We saw that rock. I can't tell you how much it cost, but it had to be a pretty penny. I ain't spending that much money and going out of the country to put on this whole facade to unalive you unless I got a nice big insurance policy on you. And then I have to be able to ensure that the people on the resort, that I already got somebody in my pocket, that I can already buy somebody off. Because there's no telling that I'm going to get away with taking your life. It's no way that I could pre-plan this, premeditate it, to make sure that I'm going to get this big payout from this insurance policy. If he did it, he snapped. And that is a real possibility. I do not believe he pre-planned it. He took her over there as a way to get rid of her, unless there's an insurance policy. Because what's the benefit? He hoped to get his money back from the ring?
Right. My belief is that the same thing with Shanquilla. I believe that it wasn't premeditated. I don't believe that they planned it. I just think that, like in Shanquilla, and we found out that it was just something that just popped off. So I think that it was just something that just popped off. And when it popped off, she drug him for filth. Yeah, he snapped. I tell y'all all the time, I get in predicaments when I be wanting to put hands on women. I know y'all got that sharp ass tongue. He couldn't handle it. That's my perspective. It was something that just popped off. Whatever the argument was over, it was something that had just popped off. She drug him for filth. She let him know where he could take that ring and, you know, woo-dee woo-woo-woo. I got my own money. I don't need you. I'm going to go to social media. He snapped. He couldn't take it.
Why you keep thinking that she was gonna drag him, that something happened that she was gonna go expose him? What is it? Cause you got an idea in your bald head that something was going on, that she was about to expose him. Come on, come with it. What was it?
It was either the cheating scandals, or it was either the money. And him being him, his reputation, you know, he got ego. He got pride. Like I said, when it comes to men, we do have ego. We do have pride. Some of us can deal with it better than others. I do know when it comes to YT men, they're cut from a different cloth from us. However, we got ego and we got pride. We gonna snap too. So don't get it twisted. I don't want nobody to think that a black man ain't gonna snap. Yes, he is gonna snap. He definitely gonna snap. We men. I'm gonna snap. But I just think in this case, he snapped and everything caught him off guard. And he just snapped. Like, as much as people came after Jenae and Nazia, but as much as people came after Jenae, and she shouldn't have done what she done. But remember,
not
no, but I'm speaking on Jenae.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah. Gotcha. So even though we knew that Jenae was guilty of what she done, but we still wanted to go down the rabbit hole. We still wanted to find out why. Why did she do what she done? Jenae snapped. Anybody can snap. I can snap. Y'all two can snap. If somebody push y'all, and y'all might not know y'all strength, or y'all might do something that y'all later will regret. I'm sure both of y'all, I know I have. I'm sure both of y'all have been in a situation like that when just something just popped off and you just went all the way left, and then you be like, damn, oh shit. So,
all right, stay right there, Shank. Because let me introduce this. But he didn't. Now, remember when you first introduced me to this story, I said, Shank, this is the first time I'm hearing about this, right? And I typed it in the chat. What did I say? I said, because they've been together, what, a year or more? You guys tell me, at least a year. Don't you think he know what type of woman he's dealing with? Don't you think he know her strong, sharp tongue that y'all keep telling me she has? Don't y'all think he knows this is a type A personality type chick? Don't y'all see he's seeing the worst parts of her as we've seen the better parts of her on social media? Don't y'all think he knows all that? He still proposed to her. That being said, you, Queen Tulsa, Nikki, Vino Entertainment, because you've been on me, my brother. But all of y'all.
Vino, that's a female. That's perk.
Female. Okay, I got you. But that being said, don't y'all think we know how far, especially after you've been in a relationship for a year or more, how far you can push your better half? I'm not saying you can't snap. I'm saying I know how far I could take you. Queen Tulsa, I know what's going to get under your skin, baby. I know how far just to get you. And then I know when to back away. And here's why I'm saying we be needing those cooling off periods, right? And that's what they had. So when y'all keep saying he snapped, I agree people can snap. But they were separated. Somebody moved them, made him go to another room and had a cooling off period. So Either somebody vamped him up, got him riled up, got under his skin. You better go get that itch and you better go get her now. And I can't believe, because she talked to her mom. Who did he talk to? Because the situation didn't pop off right after that argument. There was a cooling off period.
Let me slide in. Once, and I can't say for everybody, but once a person snap and once they get on one, it's hard to cool them down. Look, let's just face the facts, okay? They had an argument. Facts, correct?
Can I give you a live testimony? This will probably blend in.
Hold up, Tulsa, right after this. All right, I just want to say the fact. So fact number one, they had an argument. Fact number two, they had to be separated because it was a real heated argument. I'm going to come back. Come on, Tulsa.
Okay, so earlier in my marriage, I had a firearm and we were drinking under some substance and things took a turn to where I was in my car and he was in his car and he was trying to get away from me. And I wasn't going to stop because I snapped and I let one off. But what if it hit him? In that moment right there, my whole life could have changed. So I think what we're seeing is, yes, it's easy to say what you would and what you wouldn't do. You would have to be pushed to that level. You would have to be in that moment. And I know I've experienced a moment where I just went the hell off. And I think us growing up in a Black family, we done seen some people go the hell off. Stop acting brand new to this.
That's all I'm saying. And it's like, and this is anybody, including you, Nikki. When you
Nah, Shank. Nah, nope.
So you ain't never been in a situation where somebody pissed you off, and look, you could have demonstrated verbally or you could have demonstrated physically. Whereas though somebody pissed you off and you just straight snapped and was like, this motherfucker got me effed up and went overboard.
See, snapped is a strong word. I ain't saying I ain't never been in a situation where somebody ain't pissed me off.
I say I snapped because that was around the time that my dad had passed. I had a lot going on. So it was emotions. It was family drama. Y'all know how it is. Black people, when somebody passed and it's a lot of mess, So
no,
it was just
I agree with what y'all are saying, but you asked me a specific question and I'm saying, yeah. I've been in situations where somebody had pushed buttons and I've gotten heated. I've gotten excited. I ain't never physically wanted to reach out and touch somebody. That's the first thing. Even if I'm having intrusive thoughts, I ain't acting on them. The second thing is even verbally, I mean, an argument is an argument. But snapped, I'm using the... Okay, go ahead. No, I ain't never snapped on nobody. Nah. No, I'm just gonna say that. No, if you use a snap to mean what I mean it to mean, I ain't never snapped on nobody. Yeah, I jumped up. I said some choice words. I stood in the paint a few times, but no, I ain't snapped.
Let me come
rage.
Back to
y'all talking about rage? Yeah, no, I ain't doing that.
Hold tight. Appreciate this super chat, Lady V. Lady V says, in my opinion, I think Joe went back to the room. The staff saw what he was doing to Ashlee. It scared him, and he ran out of the room. I think the staff is protecting Joe. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, Lady V. It's one of those situations. Like, okay, now you got steppers, hitmen. You got people that's them. That's they get down. But then you got those, and this is why I said to ladies, to women, I said, be careful how you talk to your man. Be careful how you talk to any man, because every man, including Shank Rock, has the potential of taking somebody else's life. So be careful. You might look at him as a teddy bear. He might not hurt a fly. He might be a clean cut, never done nothing illegal. I mean, he might just be just this all out lovable kind of gentleman. But lady, and he might have walked away from a fight. He might have never got angry or never raised his tone to a man. But when it comes to a woman, and Ashlee, I don't mean to, and I'm not disrespecting her, but a woman like Ashlee, she got a sharp ass tongue. She caught him off guard. He couldn't believe what she was saying out of mouth to him. I don't believe, how dare you talking to me like this? She went in. She went in. That's the type of females that I tell y'all I gotta run from, because I know she gonna push my butt. I'm gonna want to smack the bitch. Look, it is what it is. She will push my buttons. She pushed his buttons. Not that she deserved it, but she pushed his buttons. And that's the core. That's the core of the situation. And he just couldn't take it. He couldn't handle it. Man, who this female thinks she talking to? I'm going to show her. What? That's why she told staff, come back in 15 minutes, because she felt the energy. She knew it. Damn, I done pissed this motherfucker off. This motherfucker probably gonna knock my head off. And that's why she told staff to come back. Now, let's go to this. Was it somebody else that done it to her? Could it have been staff? Could have been. But Joe would have stepped in. If it was somebody else that took her life, Joe would have stepped in. Joe would have damn sure, because Joe would have knew how it would have looked. Joe would have been like, hold up. If I don't do something, if I don't report this, it's going to come back, because me and her had this heated argument. So if I don't report what I know, it's going to come back on me. I can go down for stealing some candy out of a store. I could go down for, a couple bags of weed. I could probably go down for a pistol. I ain't going down for no red rum that I ain't do. Hell to the no. And it's my woman? Hell to the no. Now, I'm going to either do one or the other. I'm going to either step in and handle my business. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Or either I'm going to call the law. Ain't no getting around that. He's a man. He is supposed to have been her protector. He ain't going out like that if he ain't do it. If he ain't do it, he telling what he know. And 9 times out of 10, he's going to take that route. 9 times out of 10, I would have took that route. 9 times out of 10, if somebody takes my woman's life from them, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to put the law on them. Not unless we in some street shit and I can't. But in their situation, if it was me, I'd have put the law on them. I'd have told what I know. Nobody is responsible for taking her life, except, and I gotta say allegedly, Joe. I put some money on it. I put some money on it.
Come on now. Listen, you are going there. And, I appreciate you, because some men don't know their limit. They'll, like you said, with her attitude, she did come back. It's like, you broke ass nigga, you just lost all your money. You depended on me. I paid for this trip. Who the fuck you think you talking to? Who the fuck you think you talking to? If he didn't understand that she was a black woman about her business, she registered his ass with that day.
Come on. It's just certain things that come along with a man's makeup. Even if I can't beat you, it's certain stuff that's gonna trigger me. It's like I said, it's just certain stuff that's going to trigger a man. Ladies, watch how you talk to any man. Please watch how you talk to any man. Every man got the potentials of taking somebody's life, including your ass. I tell y'all what. Have this conversation with your man and tell your man, baby, be honest with me. Tell your man, if you be honest with me, I give you some kitty cat and I let you hit it how you like to hit it. I just need you to be honest with me. Do you get mad sometimes? And have you ever got mad and you just wanted to just snap? I bet your man gonna say yeah. He gonna tell you yeah. Ask him. Do sometimes I make you want to snap on me? He gonna say. Let me finish.
Yeah, you're going too far now. Go ahead and let me finish.
Let me finish. He gonna look at you. He gonna smile like me. He gonna say, baby, if I be honest with you, is you still gonna let me hit it the night how I want? Yeah, baby, I'm gonna let you hit it. He gonna tell you. He gonna say, baby, all the time. And you gonna be like, huh?
And I'm be like, you need a police escort up out of this motherfucker. Because we ain't playing those games. No, we don't do that. Someone in your chat said it best earlier. It's called self-regulation. Okay, now we grown here. We grown. And no, by the time we get at our good grown age, you supposed to be past the age of snapping. That's for young kids. That's for babies.
Hey,
That's
I
for
just asked
for
my
people
husband,
with temper tantrums.
honey, do you want to snap on me?
Oh.
See, don't involve us in this, Queen Tulsa. Don't involve us in this
We're human.
BS.
Thank you. Tell your husband he's welcome over here anytime.
He said, yeah. He said, yeah.
Yeah, he said, yeah.
No. See, what? Wait, I'm gonna check out of this this conversation.
It's not like he's gonna do it, but those are, I mean, it's like,
no, you
have
can't
those
tell
moments.
me you be
Like,
wanting to. No,
girl, I be wanting to take his head off his shoulders sometimes. You know, because I mean, life be life, and it could just be something, or you know, I mean, it's not like I'm over here conjuring up or making up a plan, but it's like sometimes, you know, in marriage, you got to pick your battles. You get what I'm saying?
See, if y'all getting to that point, what you need to do, Shank, is be like this, babe. You seem like you need a massage. What can I help? Let me run you a hot bathtub full of water. Okay, let me help you. Let me get you some strawberries and cream or something, baby. You look like you tired. Let me rub your feet, because what we not going to do is snap.
Mine is petty. I'll get mad because he didn't let the dogs out. Like if I wake up and the dog's then like pooped on the floor, oh, I could just take his head off right now. Like those small arguments, not like, you know, something where I'm in danger or something like that. You get what I'm saying?
Cuzzo, Nikki, you know I got to get you. Hold up. You know I got to get you. That's why you
go ahead.
So appreciate this, Lady V. Lady V says the only people who had access to that room was Ashlee, Joe, and Staff. Now that's true.
I agree, Lady V. I do believe it was Joe, but I was just giving y'all an alternative, and I don't believe it was Staff. But go ahead, Shane.
Now we are grown.
Yes,
we are grown, and that's why most of us move the way we move, because we are grown. Now, if you think for 1 second that a man is not, it's not whether or not he should snap or he's not gonna snap. He is gonna snap, and it just depends on. In other words, you got a pit bull, right? Now you might raise the pit bull to be this loving dog, right? What's the nature of that pit bull? And haven't we seen so many times that the pit bull turn on their owners? Because that's that pit bull's nature. It's like a tiger and a lion. Haven't we seen so many times that the lion, the tiger, the gorilla, whoever, whatever wild animal it is, we saw plenty of times that it snapped and it demonstrated. Men, I'm telling you now, I'm a man. I know.
But okay, but when do you get to the point of every action has a reaction, right? And so again, we grown, like we passed, we ain't teenagers no more. And I understand some of y'all in the chat saying everybody can get to that point of snapping. No, you can get to the point where you get upset. You can get to the point where you get angry. You can get to the point where somebody knock you off your
testosterone that's pumping through him.
You can get to the point where somebody knock you off your square, but you also understand that you walk away. I need a breathing moment. Let me go into the next room. Let me leave. I need an hour or so. What y'all saying snap? Do you know what snap? Irate, anger, to the point that I'm going to attack somebody and go, no, I'm not doing that. And Shank, your whole pit bull story, I give you one opportunity to go off on me, attack me, and your ass is gone. Gone.
Can I just slide in? Lady V says, Nikki Lynn, will you trust Zanzibar or Tasi? Now, before you answer
that's a good question.
Before you answer that question, see, that's what happened in her situation. It was that one time, but she couldn't get around it. It was like, and she was gonna cut him off. She wasn't gonna have no dealings with her, but it was too late. And see, like I think I know you. You wouldn't have cut him down. Like your sharp tongue, you know how to minimize your sharp tongue. You would have peeped game, and you would have knew not to slice him up with your sharp tongue because of y'all location. She didn't know. She younger. I'm not gonna say she's immature, but she's younger. And so,
right.
Younger, you feel me?
No, and I agree with you. You're right.
Like I was saying just a few seconds ago,
how far I can push
picking
someone.
those battles.
Yeah, I'm going to know how far I can push you. This my man. This been my man of a year. I'm not saying he's never upset me and he hasn't done things to get me upset or push buttons or whatever. But I know how far I should go.
Let me take you off the table. Let's get you off the table. All right? Let's get you off the table. Let's deal with Ashlee. Listen.
All right, hear me out. And maybe this is just me. But I just thought about it because I was driving on my way home. I'd really be ready to cut a nigga off over the smallest shit. Like the littlest thing, I'd just be turned off. Like, ugh. It was mad people in the regular lane. And the express lane was clear as fuck. I'm zooming through that bitch. Passing. Feet. As a grown man, in 2023, living in the state of Florida, specifically Dade County, Broward County, fuck is you doing without a sun pass? Like, honestly, you want to just vibe in traffic. Vibe. Could take you 15 minutes to get somewhere. You want to chill out for the next 45 minutes sitting in a regular lane for what? It ain't going to work with me, baby. It ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. I ain't going to lie. I'm talking about, yo, babe, get over into the express lanes faster, da-da-da. Nah, like, I ain't finna do all that. Bitch, if you don't drive over them fucking cones and get on.
So wait a minute. Look, so let me put this in perspective, right? Because to me, it sounds like she's saying, hey, in order for you to exist in my world, you have to be able to thrive at a certain level, to be, living at a certain standard. This is how I live. This is what I expect of you to thrive in my world. So therefore, I'm assuming that she's expecting the same of Joe, right? That being said, I can accept if you guys are telling me she found out something about Joe in that argument, because I do say it came down to what that argument was about. She found out something about Joe and she's letting him know, nah, we ain't going. This ain't happening. I'm cutting you off. And then he overreacted, snapped in the situation. But the part I'm not buying, Shank, is they separated them. He was made to leave the room. So therefore, y'all have to tell me, show me the video. Somebody said it earlier that, there's video. He had to have come back to that room and did it. Something egged him on, got him pumped up, like something got Jenae egged on, pumped up to go back and fight Shanquella. Because they did make him leave the room. There is proof that he was made to leave the room. She was in Villa 24. He went to Villa 65 or some crazy mess. It was a 10, 15-minute walk away. So therefore, I can accept if you're telling me, look, she ain't taking no BS. And in order to survive in her world, you have to meet a certain standard. And somehow that night, whatever they got into an argument about, he failed. But somebody separated them. He went into another villa. So he came back and did something to her. I can accept that. Now show me the video.
Well, I feel like there is some type of trade-off because once again, this is in 2023. She's establishing, listen here, I'm established. If you want to get with me, baby, you got to get with the program. If I need you to get that pass, I need you to get that pass. I want to roll through the traffic. She seems like she was career driven. She did a few videos, and I just kind of feel like he came in like, it's okay, like she has money, but to find somebody that has like a little bit more wealth than you, okay, like what do I have to lose? I have a lot to gain. But I feel like with his money moves and him not being honest and him, dealing with different women, this is a place that he's familiar with. He's been there, and he is known as the white trick. The trick is in town. Y'all, come on. The green light, Players Club, give its money in here. So yeah, the butlers and everybody was on duty. You don't think it's a mass text message? Listen here, we got VIP here. Whatever he want, he's gonna get, and we gonna need y'all to show up.
Okay, so let me say this, Queen Tulsa. I don't know how old you are. I wouldn't even disrespect you by asking. I'm going to say this, though, because I think the chat is misinterpreting what I'm saying. I'm not saying that people don't snap. I certainly understand that. In my field, I absolutely understand it. But I'm saying your life experiences and your age get you to a point where you know better and you do better. And I'm saying he, for one, was already married with children. You have a lot to live for and so much more to lose. That's how I look at my life. I don't have it in me to snap. I'm too self-controlled. I'm not talking about getting upset. And I agree with you, James. We pick our battles. Nobody is going to have me sacrifice all that I've worked for in my life to do some jail time, because I know what jail time is. Trust me, I know. All I'm saying is, if you want to blame it on her young age, okay, maybe she was still learning. But no, I agree that people can snap. But I also think that you get to a point where, come on, guys, make better choices. And you're absolutely, Lady B, you always come with the good points. And that's all I be saying. Because again, sometimes I think y'all think that I'm agreeing or I'm arguing for the other side. No, I'm just a master debater. I just want y'all to see how this could be possible as well. And I'm saying it's two sides to this coin. It's either her or him. It's going to come down to that autopsy. And you asked the question that I didn't get to answer, Lady V. Will I believe that autopsy? Because you know once that autopsy come out, I'm going to go digging. And will the family get another one? Because that's another thing. They can't send her home, Shank, without doing the autopsy and without doing an embalmment, because that's the law. So we almost got to take the autopsy results. Now, whether the family will do another one, but Lady V, you always come with the good points and the good questions that make me think, and that's what I love, because that's what
May I
I'm
jump
always
in?
trying to do. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
I was going to say the embassy is over there, so they have somebody over there, boots on the ground. They're doing their own investigation, from what I've heard. But I really want to take it back here. This is a woman that was recently engaged. This man asked for her hand in marriage. This man didn't call her parents until 11 hours after. They were there. They were arguing, fussing. So this time they got into a fight. Were they in a fight before? Was this one more severe than the others? They've been called. They've been alerted that there's trouble in paradise. If I gotta separate you, we need to call the cops, because I don't want this to be on me. I'm separating you. Let's get this on record. So if anything happens after this, then we clear the villa if we're innocent. But we know that allegedly hands are very dirty.
Let me take this super chat. I don't know if you answered this already or not, Nikki, but appreciate the super chat, Lady V. Nikki Lynn, she could have called him on the phone and said something to get him off again. Maybe that's why she wanted the charger.
And I just go back to her asking for a charger and telling staff to come back and get it in 15 minutes. I ain't never had a phone charge in 15 minutes. I just think that was suspect. You know, Roz D and Leslie, no, I'm not speaking for everyone. And I agree with you guys that you can snap. And no, I don't think people have the presence of a sound mind when you snap. What I'm saying is that by the time you get to a certain age, your life experiences and your big old age should prevent you from. But if you are in a position that you can't control yourself, then I understand that there are absolutely people who snap. I get that. I'm not saying that everybody is in a position to self-regulate and have self-control. I get what y'all are saying. And I'm not even going against you. I don't want you to think that I am. I think the question was Shank asking me, have I ever snapped? Have I ever got to that point? And I'm absolutely saying no. And I'm saying that I think anger and being upset and even having intrusive thoughts is different from snapping. That's what I was trying to make the point. Not even trying to speak for everybody. I get it. People snap. But I'm just saying, I'm at the age now where, I'm not going to do that. I see that in younger people and children. And I think by the time you become an adult and you get there, I think you should be able to self-regulate. And if you can't, okay, I get it. I do believe that was the case, Lady V.
Lady V got another one for you. Appreciate it, Lady V.
Go ahead, Shane, because that's what I was speaking on. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Are you answering this chat?
Yeah, that's what I was
Nikki
saying.
Lynn, I see what you are saying. She could have not wanted to use it. Okay.
That's exactly what I was giving that Lady V as a possibility.
But why would she be trying to guilt trip him when they said that he was the one that was out there being the trick back in Africa? He's back.
Because y'all said it. Y'all said it. That's her preference. That's who she wants. And I don't think she would want to expose herself. I'm going to just be a little bit transparent here. Honestly, my marriage, when I first got divorced, that was the most hurtful thing to me because I felt like I had failed at something. And to me, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I'm an overachiever probably. And I don't think I should fail. And I worked hard at that. And to me, that was a punch in the gut. And not even that I thought it was my fault, but I worked hard to not fail at this. And so to me, if she is a type A personality, which I think she is, then she wouldn't want to take that on the chin. Her exposing him exposes her. That would be a failure of a relationship. She just got engaged. Again, I'm not trying to speak for everybody. I'm not putting her in my place, me in her place. I'm just saying I've been in a position where I wanted a relationship to work. I wanted my marriage to work. I didn't want to fail. I ain't gonna snap over it now. Let's be honest. But I felt a gut-wrenching punch in the stomach because I felt like a failure at something. And it hurt more than anything I could have ever imagined at that time. So if that man is her preference, why would she want to guilt him into staying? Or why would she want to make him feel bad for whatever he did to her that night? That's all I'm saying. That's a possibility. I don't think she intended to unalive herself. If
But
that
Miss
is
Nikki,
indeed what happened. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
I feel like with his mannerisms and his response even to her unalivement, no compassion, no nothing. I mean, just waiting to call the parents. This is somebody you ask her parents for her hand in marriage. She gets into a tussle. She calls her parents. You're still acting like everything is cool. Like, am I missing something here?
No, you not right, Queen Tulsa. That's why when I came on here, I said, let's take our emotions out of this and let's look at the facts. So when we
Right.
start putting the facts on the scale, right, the scale tips more towards Joe probably did it. He's reacting not in a way that we would expect. Man, you just lost your fiance, the love of your life, the woman you just proposed to. You expect to spend the rest of your shouldn't be you be somewhere broke up? Shouldn't you be somewhere on the phone crying your eyes out to her parents? Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. But he didn't even give them a second phone call.
Mm-mm. I mean, listen here. If me and my husband are on a trip, or me and my fiance, however you want to put it, something happens, I'm calling your mom. I'm not waiting 11 hours. I'm not waiting 10 hours. I
Mm-hmm.
need everybody on the phone. Let's do a three-way call. We just had something happen, and I need y'all support. This is a time when I would really need the support of my
Mm-hmm.
in-laws. You get what I'm saying? Because this right here, this is a tragic situation, you know? If it
Right.
was all innocent, have y'all ever heard of Alpine divorce where people take their partners on trips and delete them?
On the
You
mountaintop,
know,
up on the mountain.
yeah. Uh-huh. And I just want to say this. I mean, a lot of people are saying, oh my God, this, that, and the third. He was rich, this, that. People, just because that was his net worth, it does not mean that it is his net worth. We're not in his bank account. I do feel like there was some type of life insurance policy. I do feel like there was some type of business because she's business minded. She's about that money. I think there was a contract. I think that there was a third party. I do feel like it was a third party. And I'm side eyeing that ex wife, Shea Jackson. I'm side eyeing her because what conversations did you have with him? Because I know it wasn't always about the kid. You know, he's out here, he's prancing around a beautiful chocolate woman. They went viral, and what, you're stuck at home taking care of the kid? Go ahead.
And we're gonna just stay right there. I wish we could go much longer. I was almost thinking about doing an all-nighter, but my meds has kicked in. So, any last words before we get out of here, Queen Tulsa?
Yeah, simply, I just want to say thank you so much for having this conversation. I've actually watched your content before. I think that you give a great perspective. I love your vulnerability. Shout out to the panel. Shout out to your chat for receiving me. And I look forward to coming back over here later whenever you have lives. May I give myself a shout out?
Sure, go ahead. Plug your channel.
Okay, you guys can follow me at the Goddess Queen Tulsa Show. I'm actually comparing Ashlee and Shanquilla Robinson's cases, being that they were out of the country and they were deleted. So just keep that in mind and just support Black content creators that are out here doing their thing. Shout out to Shank for being a real one. You know, I gotta say this. Let me give you your flowers. I've been on other content creators' channels, but they be scared to kind of, share, the support. And I just want to say what God has for you is for you, and you're very secure in that. And I want to thank you for being a blessing to me today.
You welcome, Queen Tulsa.
And thank you, Miss Nikki.
Thank you,
Okay.
Queen Tulsa.
Thank you, Miss Nikki. Have a wonderful evening on purpose.
You too, babe.
Okay.
And Nikki, when you drop down, if I could get you to drop, of course, your link, Queen Tulsa link, and Vino Entertainment link as well. Vino, Perp, you could drop your link if you want to. If not, Nikki, can you drop y'all 3 links?
Okay.
Any last word? Go ahead, Nikki.
No problem. I was going to say something similar to what she said. It's funny that she said she did that because I did content on the actual same thing, comparing Shanquella and Ashlee's cases, and I will drop my link. But as always, Shank, you know I appreciate you. I appreciate the fact that you always allow us to get up here and give our perspective. I always appreciate taking questions from the chat. Sometimes I think the chat don't understand the point of view I be coming from. They think I'm arguing for the other side. I'm not. I'm always just trying to give both perspectives and maybe even the third perspective, not saying I agree or disagree, just trying to get everyone to see every point of view before we make an informed decision. So that's always the case. And again, I'm not even going to address everything, but sometimes I think y'all just mistaken what I'm saying. I'm not arguing for one side or another. I'm just trying to point out the things that I think we need to pay attention to. I appreciate you, Cuzzo. As always, I will drop these links once I get down here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Great conversation as always.
All right. Appreciate you, Cuz.
All right.
Salute to the panel. Salute Nikki and Queen Tulsa for coming up, chopping it up with me. I'm going to leave the chat running. Give Nikki a chance to drop her link, Queen Tulsa's link, as well as Vino Entertainment. They're all 3 content creators. Go and check out their demonstrations. You know, show them some support, show them some love. Pull back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday. I'm going to probably come live again. matter of fact, 12:30 noon. Let me just put it like that. I'm going to go live tomorrow at 12:30 noon with another Ashlee Jenae's, that's my mask kicking in, with another Ashlee Jenae's demonstration. So if y'all liked it, this demonstration, make sure y'all pull up tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Tomorrow, I will open the panel up for everybody. Even if you're not a content creator, if you would like to come up and weigh in like Nikki and Queen Tulsa did, make sure y'all pull up tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. I appreciate the support, the super stickers, and the super chats. Once again, I'll leave the chat running, and you all can hang around for as long as y'all would like to. Once again, make sure y'all subscribe to Nikki Lynn, Vino Entertainment, and Queen Tulsa. Salute everybody.
First of all, a successful relationship is probably subjective. So it depends on, what each couple is looking for out of a relationship, whether it be a financial one. Are you talking successful in, how far you go business-wise? Are you talking successful in how many kids we have or how big our house gets? Some people may be, fine just living in an apartment.
I feel like communication is the key to a successful, first and foremost. From growing up, my father was always the provider. My mother was the homemaker. And so, like Brian was saying, time has changed to where I feel like I had to do a demonstration on, is it 50-50? Should it even be a number versus why don't we just help each other?
that she should respect that, because it's really hard for a man to tap into his emotions, and when he showed that to his woman, she should respect that.
I agree.
Communication, definitely communication, because I feel like that's a partnership. Not only when y'all come into union as a marriage, like when a man and a woman come into union as with a marriage, not only y'all building up a legacy, y'all building a family. And lightweight, even though it's not a business, y'all coming into union, y'all money coming into union, so now the household is now generating income and it's now a business.
So that's one of my deal breakers. You got to be able to communicate. You have to be emotional available for me, because and you asked this question. I have learned that from not being able to be emotionally free in my relationship, right? I will suppress some things and that cause me to react to others and in my life in a different way. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna need to come home and be able to vent to you without being called a sucker or softy and all that, because I'm human too. Right? So I need somebody that's gonna be, you don't have to call them. We don't have to have sex every time. But listen, I need you to be there emotionally for me. You know what I mean? I need to be able to vent to you and you not look down on me for being human.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking this coming from a man. You know what I mean? And I'm every bits and parts of a man. You feel me? So I need that availability, emotionally availability from you, because I'm gonna be there for you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? When that shoulder you need to cry on, I'm that shoulder, and I want to be that only shoulder. I don't want her to run to nobody else's shoulder.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? So them my deal breakers. Like, be the same thing I'm gonna give you. I want back.
To be honest, Shay, my main deal breaker as a man is toxicity in a woman. What I mean by toxicity, I'm just speaking from my perspective. I don't like a female that's ghetto. I don't like a female that's always yelling, cursing. Because I've dealt with someone like that before, and she was a real piece of work. And I said, as I got older, I said I will always make sure if anybody I've ever dealt with, I can't deal with the toxicity at all. Like you're not a female that doesn't, you want to act more like a man and you act like a female, you know, being aggressive, and that's my main deal breaker. Is a real toxic female. You know, that's my main thing. I can't deal with that as a man.
Men have feelings too. And I see in some of our communities, men don't get to share their feelings and everything because they always getting shot down. And this caused some destructions in the relationship, because if he can't honestly share with his woman how he feel, what you think that's gonna be like? You know, if I can share my feelings and my opinion, he should have the same right to do the same, because it's a union. Once you come together as a union, it's nothing off the table.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? As far as a woman, you know, helping that man, because that's what she is, a helpmate. When I'm strong, if he weak, I'm going to be his strength. If he weak, I'm gonna be his strength. I'm going to pull where it's necessary to pull that, to keep our relationship together, to keep it whole, to keep it going.
If you have a husband and he's a millionaire and say, baby, I don't want you to work, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. But in our communities, not saying that we don't have black millionaires, because we do, but in a normal setting, these days, it takes two incomes.
No boy.
It takes two incomes, but the respect level. Me and my husband never went to bed mad, because you're going to wake up mad. If you don't try to figure out, well, he said this. Okay, explain to me why you feel that way. And I'm going to explain why I feel that way. And then the whole C word, compromise. compromise. But you got to love yourself. You got to love your mate. Did we argue? Everybody argues. But it's how you get back together to be on that standard. I love you. We're going to make this work. Whatever it is, we're going to make it work.